the 4 techniques on page 4 of 5. Parallel technique, what do you think I'm going to be doing with that technique? Going parallel with the muscle fibers? Pretty straightforward. Perpendicular technique, what do you think that's going to be doing? Perpendicular to the muscle fibers. Sustained pressure, what do you think that's going to do? I'm going to find that knot, trigger point, meridian point, whatever it is you want to call it, and I'm going to hold a sustained pressure. And then cross-friction mobilization is much more specific, and I'm not going to even test you on that. The more common areas, it takes practice first of all, but the more common areas that you do it on is like your lateral epicondyle, medial epicondyle, plantar fascia, Achilles tendon, patellar tendon, biceps tendon at both ends, that type of thing. So really the 3 top techniques are what we're going to go over today and practice, and then it's also what I'm going to test you on. They're very self-explanatory. If you read a soft tissue book, they're going to call them something different. It's just how it is. That's the whole world. Let me give a special name. The Kelly technique. You'll come up with those types of things. One of my wife's classmates, and was mine for a while, she invented her own soft tissue technique and stretching technique. And I forgot what, but she's named it after herself. It's kind of cool. So now, this is fascia free. This is not massage lotion. A little dab will do you. Its primary thing is so you don't tear the skin, you don't rub the skin raw, or if they have hair, you don't catch the hair and pull it. So a little dab will do you. That's probably even a little too much. And now, which muscle am I trying to work on, and what technique am I using? So it really, I'm going to say, do some soft tissue on this patient's right multifidus. If I'm going to do the perpendicular technique, I know that's the Christmas tree muscle, then it's easy to do on the opposite side. It's easier to do from medial to lateral. If I'm going to do the parallel technique, it's easy for me to walk around. I'll do it on the left side. Here's the Christmas tree. It's easy to do it from inferior to superior. Good? If I'm doing the sustained pressure, and now it's been a while since I've worked in the clinic for any lengthy period of time. But you can look at my thumb and say it's got a lot of extension. This one, why? Because I'm right-handed. So that means I did all my soft tissue work with my right hand or my right thumb. So I encourage you to start using knuckles, pisiform, the ulnar border of your 5th metacarpal, your elbows, depending on where you. They even have these things you can buy that you grip that have a little thing that comes off, and they have small ones, large ones, and you can use that for soft tissue.
My CI was 62. She's been doing it for 40 years, and her thumbs are shot. That's all she can do.
Okay.
Just how long do you want to prolong your career? That type of thing. All right? So, I tend to use my thumbs at first because I can palpate it much more easily. So, what technique am I using if I go in this direction?
Parallel.
The parallel technique on the multifidus. If it was going to be on the iliocostalis or longissimus, I'd be doing it in this direction. Now, I usually will start off like this. All right? This is what I get on the practical exam. This is what I do not want. All right? Okay? It's like you're paranoid to touch the patient and feel the muscle. You're doing good. It doesn't hurt. It's just you're not doing what you're trying to do. All right? If my goal, let's say, is to loosen up this left multifidus using the parallel technique, I will start off with some parallel technique that's gentle, not very deep, And what does that do?
Loosen the
Warms
muscle.
up the tissue, but what else?
Relax.
It relaxes the patient. They are injured here. You touch them, they're like this, right? So you got to trick them into thinking that this is going to feel awesome the whole time, right? And it's not that it's supposed to hurt, but you don't just go in and dig around. You start slow. So I'll start with some faster, gentle, not so deep, parallel technique. It's the least aggressive.
The gate theory, right? Versus the endorphin.
Yeah, it's kind of like we're gating the pain by making them feel better somewhere else. Now for you, you're a little tight up in here. Do you feel that?
Yeah.
All right, so then I gradually, and I say, how does that feel? Feels good? And I can get their response, and I feel their response. I mean, you can feel people tense up, right? So you just become aware, you become to communicate. Now, if any of this hurts, you know, and I give them the 0 to 10 scale, if I'm increasing your pain by more than 1 or 2, then let me know. Because I don't